Durgesh, thank you very much for seeing us.
Oh, thank you for being here.
We've never been down here.
No.
We came from Faraday, so we drove down last night. We were at Faraday this morning. We stayed on like the M6 toll road. Did Faraday this morning, and then straight over here. And obviously we've seen the stuff in the industry, and we know like how highly esteemed you are positioned in the industry. It's unreal. And we met in Monaco.
Yeah, we met in Monaco.
Sounds bad. Yeah, we're hanging out in Monaco. So yeah, we just want to. The purpose of the Gallo on the road is basically not to talk about Gallo. Like, so you've got great speakers here, and we'll go through all that later on. We'll make sure we get coverage of that. But we want to talk about you and the business and what it is you do. So, who are you? Yeah. How did it all start?
Yeah, Durgesh Singh, Nucleus. We started 10 years ago. We'll be 10 this year in October. We'll be 10 years old. I started from an IT company that I had, which was called EasyComp. And I kind of organically fell into this. I was doing offices, IT consultancy with a business partner of mine. And all of a sudden I had these clients of mine come up and say to me, "Oh, Durgesh, come to my house." It's like, why? They're like, "Oh, these people are talking about record players and speaker cable, but I just need Wi-Fi." And so I sort of went to these meetings for clients of mine, business owners and so on. And I'd walk around the house and get to the top of the house, and the client would say, "Right, I've heard you all speak. Clearly, Durgesh can do all of your jobs, but none of you can do his. So I'm going to give him the contract, and if he wants to palm out bits that he's not comfortable with, he can. Otherwise, at least I know my network will be good."
Yeah.
And this was like a little side thing we started doing and learning, then went to learn Lutron, went to learn about AV. I loved AV. I loved surround sound. I was going to Richer Sounds as a, young guy spending all my money, but I never thought there was a job in it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is creative. This is exciting. It's not firefighting all the time. And then over the years, we started building and building onto it. I got one of my really good friends from Andy that joined me first from Car Audio, said, "Oh, can you come on the weekend and help me mount some TVs?" And it kind of started like that. And all of a sudden, 5 years in, it outgrew the IT consultancy.
So that was just a natural progression.
Yeah.
And also because you were enjoying that more than commercial?
Yeah, I was enjoying that more than IT.
It must be more satisfying.
Way more satisfying, because you were putting smiles on people's faces. These are their homes, right?
Yeah.
So there's something that's deeply personal to them, and it's something enjoyable, it's entertainment. In an office, no matter how well you build a network or you set up a load of computers, it's when someone's like, surfing dodgy websites, getting viruses, and then all the toys are thrown at the pram, and you're just firefighting. It's all your,
And also from a business growth point of view, you're not going to get the referrals from the commercial than you will compared to residential.
We were a really boutique IT consultancy. We had a lot of celebrities and we had a lot of high net worth individuals. But the problem in growth that we had with our business is no one wanted us more than the two of us to be helping them with IT because out of trust and security. So it was an extremely hard business to grow. Whereas with the AV, I realized, hold on, I can project manage, I can get more people, we can do more work, and it's low risk because you're not worried about data loss or things like that, which was mass or security breaches in terms of people's personal data being going to newspapers and things like that.
You can
sleep better at night. Yeah, and it was all organic growth. We never advertised the AV. It just went past the parcel, referral, and all of a sudden we were like, hold on, we're doing more AV than we are IT, and the business was called EasyComp.
Right, so that was what I was going to ask. So the transition from EasyComp over to Nucleus, what is that? A different company? Is it just so how did that happen?
So what we did is I spent years telling my old business partner, "Come on, let's do AV," but he was kind of like well in the IT thing. He still does it, and we still work together on a few projects. But we said, right, start a new company from scratch. So at that point, it was me and two engineers, Andy and another one, and we started again, created Nucleus from scratch, and just started getting projects in that. Whenever we were awarded an EasyComp, we finished. And whatever new came, we put in Nucleus. And after about a year, there was nothing left in EasyComp and everything was Nucleus. And that's how, and now we're 10 with maybe some subbies if we get extra, but 10 permanent staff and 10 years in. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you, forgive me if I don't get the grasp of it, you're headlong into the technical side. So even though you've, like today, we're seeing guys, your team are coming in and out from all over London. Yeah. But you're sitting at your desk doing the technical bit?
Yeah, I think I'm quite rare, or I've been told by many peers of mine that I'm quite rare.
Is that a compliment?
I don't know. I wish it wasn't the case. But I'm quite rare in the fact that if the juniors can't solve a problem, it goes to my senior guys. And if they can't solve it, it does come to me. Yeah. What should I do with this network? What should I do with this bit of Crestron? What should I do with this Lutron, Savant? I really enjoy that side of it. So I am deeply technical and have a deep understanding of how actually this kit goes in, how it's programmed. So when I'm selling it, it does make it a lot easier because you can keep within the confines of what is possible without over-promising.
When you're trying to run the business of 10 people, how do you keep on top of all the technical stuff? Is it just because you're massively interested, so you want to do the courses, you want to do the certifications, so you're just keen on doing that?
Yeah.
Because it's something that's, I can imagine a lot of the time you end up, your life gets taken over by running a business, but you're having to still want to be the main tech
I still want to, if I could give up all the admin and be on site with the guys, I would choose to do that.
I think there's a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs in our industry who would do exactly the same.
Yeah. But I mean, at home, I just immerse myself in actually doing this stuff in my spare time, all day, all night, weekends. In the office, we have a play. And as you said, any certification, I always make sure that I do it in addition to team members. That way, if you do have a change of staff, at least we're still certified because I'm not going anywhere.
And you're writing software that helps, as far as your systems for controlling the homes you're involved in, what is that? Yeah.
So we kind of, having come from where I came, I sort of have a very different, the industry's gone in kind of the way that we look at our business, but we kind of say every engineer should be able to install and commission a system. So we try and keep the things in a wheelhouse and try and keep them very simple. So we're big fans of Lutron, Savant, Crestron Home specifically. We do go into custom world, and we can get into that when we start doing some military and commercial projects. But residentially wise, it's Crestron Home whenever it can be, Savant or Lutron, and we make sure all the engineers are trained on that. So it's not a matter of he's an installer, he's a commissioner, he's a programmer. It's no, everyone should be able to do everything, because I don't want to be in a scenario where people are pigeonholed in their role. And I think most of the team appreciate that because they get to do a bit of everything.
These guys are coming back whistling from a job on. It's such an insight. Every week will be different for these guys. So military, can you even discuss it?
Yeah, we can. There's YouTube videos, and it's been on the BBC, so we can talk about it.
I was at a factory recently, and there was a corner. He said, I can't even take you over there. This is military stuff. So
no, we say bedrooms, boardrooms, and battlefields, which is our slogan. And meaning, I said, Monica, hopefully we can add boats to that soon. Yeah. We'll have 4 Bs.
Keep the bees.
Yeah. But we partnered with a company called 4GD about 8 years ago, building immersive close quarters combat training facilities.
Wow.
Which are basically an immersive way of simulating an incursion into an unknown urban scenario. Good. And we have it all recorded with CCTV. We had a full Crestron custom UI, sending sound effects, controlling the ambient light. We can also control the amount of infrared light. So when they're wearing night vision, we can dial it down each iteration of the exercise, so they get used to what that looks like through night vision goggles.
So what is that then? What's the environment?
So it's at the moment, we'll come to the one we're doing right now, but up to date, it's a warehouse. Completely open with movable walls. So you can configure a long corridor with lots of small rooms, or you can configure 4 big rooms or 6 rooms, and then you can open the doors in and out. And it's a lattice of CCTV cameras across the top of it with speakers and everything like that, and lights. And you can create any scenario you want. And what happens is soldiers will run the exercise, and they'll come in, they'll get debriefed on TV screens by the instructors, and then maybe one of the instructors will sneak in, reverse a door, right, and get them to rerun the exercise and watch them all pile into a door that now opens inwards and not outwards.
Never assume.
Yeah, never assume.
So in my head, like, I've known you guys for a few years. In my head, you are the guys to do proper high-end, super prime, say a Mayfair townhouse.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
And if so, what does that entail? So you've got this kind of 4-story building or 3 stories down or whatever. What is it? How does it come about?
I think what we're good at is doing the full smart home thing, right? A lot of people in our industry are now going into focusing on cinemas or focusing on particular areas. We still love and we still like taking responsibility for the whole home. So we like doing the full thing. So everything from the point you walk in, door entry control to CCTV, full Wi-Fi, lighting control, shading. We've created a whole shading department. We even helped other integrators with their shading. Then HVAC integration for heating and cooling. Then obviously distributed audio, distributed video, if there's a media room there, any actuation of, like, say, lifts or doors or anything like that, access control, landscape audio, the whole thing, taking responsibility for the whole thing. And we really enjoy still doing that. And it's a big maintenance thing. And what we do is we're trying to keep all the same products, like we say, installed, ones we rely on, we trust, so we can have good monitoring,
Yeah.
don't make any compromises on the way we install things. So things are easy to maintain, document, and look after for years to come. And we just get passed around on referral on that basis. You know,
That's such a referral market, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if someone's home cinema stops working at Christmas Eve at 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
what do they do? Like you've got that covered?
We've got it covered.
Right.
I mean, invariably, I'm getting the phone call.
Yeah, I was going to say.
There is a support email address, which I don't think everyone tends to ignore. And we've got better at putting systems in place. But we have Christmas wise, our office will put people on primary call. Yeah. So during that break, we'll say, right, you're point lead on anything that might or might not happen. But 99% of the stuff we can fix.
That was my next question. So if you get a phone call, you know that you
just turn something
you open
off,
a laptop.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even in the laptop, just do it from our phone, right?
Really?
Using things like Demots and VPN and Unify and things like that, we can pretty much get into anything and turn it on and off, which is great.
And so outside, obviously, you've got the Area 51 project, you've got London and some other parts of the UK. Are you doing anything else across? Like, you must have clients a client who has a Mayfair townhouse will also have X, Y, and Z.
Oh, we did a couple of years ago. We did our biggest sort of audio project, kind of residentially, which was in south of France. 60 speakers in the garden, 60, and that was a lot. I got 30, 40 access points in the garden. Yeah, I think we've got like 80, 90 access points throughout the whole estate. So we still look after that, and we've not had to go back, which is great. And it's like all fiber connected, multiple buildings, full CCTV, full smart home.
And that comes from a customer in London?
Yeah, London customer, yeah.
So is it just residential, or are you because of your commercial roots, are you still doing?
Yeah, we're still doing commercial. So bedrooms, boardrooms, and battlefields.
Yeah, okay.
Boardrooms stand for commercial. So the boardrooms we've done some big, again, they've come from contacts of ours. We've done some pretty big things over the years. We did Zoopla's office, which was 40,000 square foot and 70 screens and 20 meeting rooms, 70 as in 70, and 20 meeting rooms, all with video distribution and meeting room control. And they're all themed, like one of the meeting rooms was the bathroom, so it was a bathtub with a glass top, and we dressed the wires to look like water running down it, and then there was a tree house. So it was a really fun project, but it was a commercial, 40,000 square feet, 500 person office.
I hope you need to send us footage of this so we can drop this
on the
podcast.
We've got that. And then we did Deliveroo's first office. We consolidated them when they had little satellite offices around the West End. We consolidated their first office, first floor of Heels building, but then they very quickly outgrew even that and went to Tower Bridge off that. That was a big deployment. And then our biggest commercial project, which was Kazoo a couple of years ago in lockdown, we did the 2 offices for them, and then we did 25 sites around the UK during lockdown. So everywhere from Edinburgh down to here and everywhere in between, we had a Kazoo showroom that we did. So
at that point, they were flying. They were flying. That was the peak. It was a COVID. It was the price of every car.
Yeah. And it was video wall in every single one, 165 inch. And then 3 TVs for sort of signage points, full network and background audio. And it was the same copy paste. And we got it down to real efficiency. And we just went from site to site to site to site. And we were just knocking them out. Something really clever there is we used a Sony signage system, which what we did is we virtualized it in AWS. So instead of running on a premises server, we put it in the cloud, VPN'd every site. So when you change the video content on the video wall, it changed in the UK instantaneously.
Okay.
And funny enough, years later, Sony have now made, they've done it how they've done it, but now TIOS is in the cloud. But we were doing it when you couldn't do it in the cloud.
You had to hack your own system.
Yeah, made our own system doing it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, earlier on, we were talking about Wow House, and I'd seen some pictures last week, and it's incredible. And we'll definitely take some footage from you to put as our coverage. What is it, and how did you get involved in it?
Wow House is in year 4. It's an amazing interior design show in Chelsea Design Centre. They invite 22 interior designers to do 22 rooms. And the reason it's called Wow House is because there's not 2 of the same room. So there'd be 1 study, 1 living room, 1 kitchen, and so on. And you have to be invited as a designer. And then
so it's a privilege to be So to be one of those 22.
Yeah, it's a privilege.
Right, okay.
The designers that are there, it's kind of like a landmark in their career because they've all, it's a point. They can do a room as they're the client, so they get to show their style, which is quite rare for them to be able to have that power to do. Yeah. And we are doing and sponsoring the first ever media room. So each room is associated with a brand that is connected to that room. So for example, you might have a bathroom tap company sponsoring the bathroom, and the interior design was done by 1508, which is one of the rooms we helped with this year, actually. So we actually sponsored the first ever media room. So it's a Nucleus media room, and our interior designer is Alex Dooley, and it's been a pleasure to work with her. And then in addition, we helped Stefan Tolgard with the study, 1508 with the bathroom, and then Randall Sidney with the terrace garden. And we've created a connected home across these 4 rooms.
Oh, wow.
At Wow House for a month. The show's only on for a month and it's gone. The level of finish and interiors and art that gets put there is up there.
The photographs are insane.
Yeah.
It looks like, I mean, it looks like a pucker restaurant in Hong Kong or something. That's amazing.
It's unbelievable. And it's an amazing journey. You walk through it and you just get an onslaught of different vibe, right? Because you go in one interior designer's aesthetic, you come out that room into the next room, and you're transported somewhere else. And you go, so it's an amazing thing to experience. I highly recommend anyone that's in interiors or wants inspiration, or even in our field, to get an idea of like.
Actually, that's a good shout for our field. So who's passing through then? So
interior. I mean, with 600 interior designers a day. Yeah. It's the biggest attendance it's had. It only keeps ramping up. And the level of what's being finished there is only going up and up and up. We've created a full 5.1.2 Dolby Atmos system with Kaleidoscape, KEF speakers, Anthem amplification, Sony TV, full Lutron homeworks across the 4 rooms I was talking about. We've done an amazing thing with some digital signage for the garden, quite creative. So you need to come and visit and see what we've done there.
And you were there yourself till the middle of the night?
My team, I'm extremely proud of them. They were getting it done no matter hook or crook. We were there 3 o'clock in the morning, just, it's that show kind of like, it must be like, I never experienced it, but I now have a deep appreciation for ISE and what you guys must go through.
Yeah, it's not easy. And I was over last month at the Mumbai Expo.
Oh yeah, how's that?
And we'd arrived, and these guys had done, when we arrived, we flew in, I think for the first day of the show, and we're chatting to the team. They'd done a couple of 3 a.m.s, and say it was 10 a.m. They'd done the whole night. And then they had to work a day on the stand, having been awake all night, all the way through the day. And we all went out for dinner and drinks, and they all just went straight to their bed.
I'm never going to look at anyone at these trade shows again in a different way. Absolutely, not in respect.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's been worth it. It's well worth it.
Yeah.
But it's one of the toughest things we've ever done. Yeah, because a few hours is a few hours you don't have.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hard stop. You need to be ready. But we did it, and anyone wants to come and have a look, please do. Yeah.
And you're a car fanatic. Are you doing? And that's the first thing I knew about you, probably because of James Trumper. So I knew of the car, and the car enthusiasm. Are you doing anything in cars from a business point of view, or is that just your personal?
We have an association with a great company, DTO Motorsport. DTO Motorsport are we sponsor them. So together with 1AV a few years ago, when James was there, James and I put together this deal with DTO. We sponsored them. We had our names on the car when they were doing British Touring Car Championship, and we kitted out their sort of workshop and their office in Silverstone. It's opposite the racetrack, opposite Silverstone Circuit, and we've done a massive video wall there, full audio system, and they have sort of like screenings of the F1 there. So they get massive car meets where people turn up with 100 supercars outside, and they all come and watch the first.
For all the international and Silverstone.
And they get to watch all the international, more the international races.
Yes.
They just invite all their clientele that they come on the high net, sort of luxury track days. And then we also get some perks like some of their track days, which put us in a lovely position to achieve the most amount of money at the Together for Cinema auction. That was and then Chris was there, and we doubled it. We managed to give 2 track days away that night because it was doing so well on the raffle. So it's been a nice association, something close to my heart. And it's nice that we've found a way of connecting it.
All I knew about this showroom, I hadn't really seen the whole thing. All I knew is that you had taken, so we have our speakers, and you'd taken one of our speakers. I don't know, this was maybe in lockdown, or was it more recently than that?
About 2 years ago.
Was it right? Okay, and you'd taken one of our speakers and basically turned it into a microphone for this room. So what's the story? This is such a typical example of you. Like, I'll just do that.
So we were thinking, we were in this room and, this office of ours, and we were like, we don't want any trailing cables coming to the meeting table. And we couldn't lift up the floor, solid floor. So we had no avenue to doing that. So we were, what should we do? So Gallo's are just beautiful little cute speakers. We can use them for the audio, for the video conferencing. for the speakers. So we're like, great. So we got, you made them in our brand color, and it was Nick Osborne at the time. And I said to him, I said, can you just get me one more without a speaker in it? That's just shell. He goes, oh, do you want the spotlight? No. I said, no, not the downlight. I just want the empty shell. So, okay, yeah. And I didn't say at the time what we were doing with it, because I wanted to see if it would work, which is still here, and it works very well. So stood the test of time.
It's the kind of stuff we just say yes to.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever you're doing, send us a picture.
So we grabbed the center one. I don't know if you'll see it in the B-roll, hopefully. But we grabbed the empty shell, and we got a Shure USB microphone, the round one that's quite popular, and we put it in there, and it's actually suspended off the USB cable. So the middle one is the microphone. So what's beautiful is that you've got this table here. It's the middle of the table, which is where you want the microphone. So everyone's got the equal sort of like reach to it. And there's no trailing cables coming through from any of the sides of the room. And then the other two are the audio for it. And I think it's a really elegant solution.
And it's Buster and Punch as well, isn't it?
Buster and Punch.
So what are you using this room for? Are you having client calls, or is it?
This is our meeting room. So we sometimes have clients come here and we go through drawings. Or we do video calls, or we have our own team meetings in here. So it's generally video calls.
Lovely. It's just such a cool place. So if you give us a tour of that. So what's next for you guys? Like what?
Well, we hope we can deal with the big fallout in a positive way from WOW. I think a lot will come from that. The beginning of this year, we felt it was like quite quiet, but it's really picked up. I think it's positive for everyone in the industry. It's really, really picked up. So
I think the uncertainties, the world uncertainty is just kind of spooked everyone a little bit. We didn't feel it directly, not this year, but we certainly heard it from the industry. It just gone a little bit cooler than it should have been. It's difficult for us because you get 2 or 3 countries chipping in, and it makes everything looks great, whereas actually underlying the world's terrified about something. So it does feel like it's kind of calmed a little bit.
It's calmed a bit, it's calmed a little bit. But I definitely see it picking up, which would be good. Hopefully we see it at Monaco Yacht Show again.
That'd be great. I'd love to come out to one of your installs.
Oh no, I mean, you're welcome. That'd be great. You need to come and see WOW at least.
I know.
And then KEF, you haven't visited KEF yet.
No, because I've heard about the KEF showroom. So you were commissioned for this? Like what's...
We consulted for the KEF showroom for a year, with no commitment of us doing it. But then after a year, it went out to tender, and we won our tender back on it. And it was 19 kilometers of cable, 6 racks. It's been wired for everything that is there, but also for future flexibility as well. There's a lot of hidden sort of connectivity around the 2 floors to future-proof it as much as we could. But it's definitely one of the things I'm most proud of building, and the team there is great. And it serves as an example of our work in a great location in central London.
It's good for you because so much of your work is under non-disclosure and hidden away behind a residential door. So of course, it's like you get to do this showroom, but you get bored of that within a year. You get to create a new showroom. So will you bring clients there?
We bring clients there. I mean, we know other people in the industry use it, and now we think that's great. It just gives it's full Crestron home, full video, audio distribution, lighting control, shading, and then obviously KEF speaker range. Whether any of those brands are your thing, I think it proves as a great example of what a connected home is, what a smart home is, and home automation and AV. So it's great that that not just us, but we bring clients there, but I know other people also bring there, which is great because at least it gives someone a place where they can bring a client and show them what.
I'll have to go along. A bit like the Lutron. The Lutron showroom is a big deal as well. That's cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really great to see you. And we'll get a full tour and get some footage and